real quick, somebody, and we can wait if he's coming. And then we can get the message to him. Did you get him? You tell him this is those two little discussions.
You come to court? I said, are you coming to court? No, we didn't call it off. We should have, but we didn't. No, we just wanted. We're gonna kick it off. 9 o'clock? 9? Okay. Okay.
You can watch it on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, babe. Okay. We're gonna kick it off. Okay. All right. Bye.
Okay.
Okay, kick it off. Yes, ma'am.
The meeting will please come to order. We do have proof of posting in accordance with Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code is amended, known as the Texas Open Meetings Act. Is that correct? We
Yes,
have
it
proper
is.
proof of posting. Any members of the public who wish to speak shall each have 3 minutes. Anyone? Okay. If not, we'll go to item number 1, which is budget transfers and amendments. We'll look at your list. It's a short list. Judge Lawrence was requesting a little more part-time salary to go to the end of the year, and he has said that his full-time clerk will be leaving at the end of the year, the end of December. It's my understanding. And so that's that transfer. All right, any discussion on anything else?
Make a motion to approve budget transfers.
The $8,000 for equipment and furniture, is that for the,
Lloyd, would you like to, body cams and,
I mean, not just, is that for the dispatch?
no, it's for Constable.
Rick.
Yeah, that was actually approved back during budget, and I don't think that put over.
Well, it was our understanding that the sheriff was going to order one for him too, and it'd be paid out of that. But it didn't happen that way, so we're having to transfer
So that's what
money
that's
to
for.
that,
It's his camera.
to that item. And I don't remember all of the different things it was, but
It's a camera, video equipment, a cloud. It's a lot of different things
Okay.
that has to do with that body camera.
okay. All right. Do we have a motion?
I made a motion.
Second. All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 2 is to discuss items for the dispatch building. Okay, I have one item. We had talked about the desks that are going to be used. We've looked at the one that's just on the, I've looked just on the computer at the one by the Zydex. And then we have, they're pretty expensive, but 911 is going to pay for 2. And this is the ones that I found on that website that, what's the name of it, Tyler?
Oh, the Tyler.
Yeah.
Tyler.
Yeah, that Dane had been talking to me about. And they are a lot less expensive, but I don't know about the quality of them or if, you know, how it actually works. So we can either go with the ones,
So we laid our eyes on the least expensive one.
yeah, let him put on his glasses with the little shiny things on the side. Go ahead and look at that, and then we'll pass it back around here. I think I read.
Thank you, Judge.
The red one ones that I had been looking for. Yes, I'll stop looking for them now, no problem. Carry on, carry
When you
on.
weren't here, I
I
did
think
bring
you
them
lost
supplies so we
them
could
Wednesday,
see.
last Wednesday.
I didn't want to put them on, because I didn't want to know that I had them. That looks good, Judge.
Not a big issue, it's just that I knew I had lost my reading glasses. Uh-huh.
We have two choices. The ones you got there are these.
I think these with all the colors on would have done just as well, yes. Oh, I need a good laugh today, okay. So, if, I will either go over and look at those and see what we think about those, or we could get Dane to go look at them, or one of y'all could look at them, or we could just do off the computer and look at the ones. We know that the ones, Zybic, I think is the name of that, that's the ones that are at Limestone County, the ones they use. And so they are, we know the quality and the functionality of
Take a
those.
look and see at it, just real quick, what you got.
Sure. And then, have you seen a picture of the other ones? I have a picture in our office I can show to you.
Limestone County has a high dollar one.
Yes.
What's wrong with that?
Was it about 10,000 versus 1,800?
Yeah.
And not that we're wanting to use up the money foolishly, but if 911 Hot Cog is going to pay for them, we need to be sure,
They'll pay up to that,
up
or
to
they
10,
will actually pay
Yeah.
10 grand.
up to 10
Each.
each.
For two.
One of the things, I didn't get a chance to look into that too closely, but that's not gonna include the monitors and such, I wouldn't think. I don't know if the
Correct.
monitors have been purchased. We're also gonna need PCs at each of those stations.
But I know the inventory that you had talked about, it changes
Yes.
probably quite often. So if we're interested in these and they still have them, we probably need to look at them and get them purchased.
I've got another source that we can talk to up in Dallas that is actually, is a guy that, he does this for like big corporations. He's not an outlet, but he gets a lot of stuff he takes out and then he puts back in.
Mm-hmm.
And he does it for companies that they fire up and only be around a year, go out of business, he'll take the product in. So
Right.
we can, shop it a little bit more if we wanted to.
All right.
But
Probably so, I just didn't know any other outlets that were,
yeah, there's a number of them in Dallas, and I've got one guy in particular that I know he tears out, and he doesn't really put it out on the market. He just sells it to other installs.
okay.
Hey Leonard, on the consoles that we're getting two from Hot Cog and then we're gonna buy one, does that not come with monitors?
It comes with one monitor, and that's a 24-inch monitor screen, and that's just for that console. I called and talked to the sales rep. He said not to purchase that monitor because they sell a certain one, so it costs a lot more. He said if we wanted to go out and get a monitor for it, he said it'd be cheaper for us that way.
So was that included in the amount that the dollar amount that we were spending, was that monitor included in that?
Yes.
Good, because then if we don't purchase the monitors with that, that would just be something that would roll over to that third, help pay for that third monitor.
Are they gonna write us a
Is
check?
that right?
They gonna write us a check for 20 grand? I'm still working on the money. And if we don't,
If we buy the 1800 ones, then they will pay for the 1800,
oh,
period.
okay.
But don't they only pay for two
I'm sorry?
desks? Don't they only pay for two desks? Not three?
Right.
It'd be one that we'd have to pay, yeah. Just like one monitor that we'd have to pay for. Yeah.
But that monitor is probably,
I mean, It's not monitor, but the.
Console?
Console.
Yes, ma'am.
Did they ever get the quote straight, where they had us?
They said they'd have it to us before the December 6th Commissioner Court meeting.
Perfect.
Since Fairfield shut down their dispatch, is there anything over there that we can use out there?
That I don't know. They have reached out about their radio channel and everything to see if they could transfer that over to us and put on our tower and everything, so that they have a channel out of dispatch to work on, because SO1 is too busy with all of them on it. So I'm just trying to figure out what kind of cost that would be for us to do that.
Had they already switched over to that program that we're switching over to, Fairfield?
Fairfield and PD operate off of eForce.
So they, I mean, I'm just thinking, they may have some equipment that,
Well, I had been in the, they may have brought some since the last time I was in the, their office, but it seemed like it was just one little printer. I mean, one little monitor.
I'm just thinking for something we can use, something like that.
We'll check it. All right, let's do a little more research before, we have a meeting next Wednesday, is that right?
No, ma'am, on December 6th.
The 6th. Okay. I think it would be worth looking into, about getting the better desks if we can.
Hunter, do you think about the 6th, we'll have anything from Huffman on the tire as far as the start date or anything?
So he said it just depends on, the first, he said he could have it done by January if we voted and, approved to purchase it in December. He said, but he can't give me a lead time on it until he actually orders it. And then he'll know exactly how long that would take to
And
get
do we
everything.
have an idea of the cost of the tower?
Yes. It's, about 45,000. And I think that's high on the end. I think it's closer to 40. I don't have it in front of me to look.
The sooner we
We need to,
approve that, then they can get started.
well, and it's less than 50, so we don't have to bid that out, so,
I gave the quote to Beth the last time we were here.
I see, remember. So do we want to go ahead and make that decision so we can get the tower? Is that a motion?
I'll make a motion to go ahead and approve the quote that you have from Huffman for a new tire.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor, aye. So Karen, will you get a purchase order for us?
I just need a quote.
Okay, Beth will have that, will you take that to her? Okay.
What about on the microwave antenna? Do we need to decide if we're going to purchase new so that, Judge, you
He's getting quotes on that. I don't know what that cost is right now,
okay.
but he's getting quotes. He should have that by the December 6th meeting also. But the only reason for that is just the downtime, just keeping us from being down a couple days to a few hours.
All right.
Dane, is anything updated on your end as far as Hot Dog or AT&T or Windstream or?
I talked to Windstream yesterday, still in for a part price phone. The phone call was about something that was really over and above anything that we need right now, that they called me on. I've been waiting for a quote. I expected to have this week from my conversation earlier. Sounds like probably next week. They are indicating that it's not going to be a problem having the fiber to the location. Probably, I'm expecting in reality by probably first to mid-January at the latest. I just say mid-January in worst case, so we should be on target there. The phone system, waiting for a quote on, and just trying to understand as far as how all these switches are gonna change out. There's just some technical stuff we're gonna have to get our heads wrapped around on that.
All right.
The server, as far as eForce, I talked to those guys, we're gonna, it'll probably be about 2 weeks, and we'll go ahead and launch with our host. I went down to the Sheriff's Department, I pulled off codes that we were talking about in the meeting. They're gonna they'll load up all the statutes as far as the state regulation stuff. They will get the fresh ones and load them up. The coding that we're looking at is more of just generic coding. I think what I'd like to do is get with the Fairfield Police Department, because they're already in there, you're already utilizing the system. My concern is it's overlapping codes. In other words, we're not using the same code that Fairfield was using, or T. We end up with this jumble of codes. But it's pretty straightforward. I just need to get with them, find out what they're using, make sure that we're consistent in what we're doing.
And you're gonna go and talk to them about that?
I need to find out who my points of contact would be, because I don't know anybody in these police departments, so I need to.
It'd probably be Albert Vegas. He's the assistant chief. I've got his phone number, I can get it to you.
Okay.
But, you know, they're gonna wanna go, we do have on December 11th, we're gonna have the training or the install on cameras, new body cams, and they're gonna come in and do training on the 13th for the body cam system. But as far as the E4 system, we're gonna launch it early and go ahead and get it running parallel.
While you're talking to them, would you ask them if they have any equipment from their dispatch that they would like to
Yeah, we can do that.
send over?
Sure, absolutely. But yeah, the fiber should be good. Phone system's gonna be, you know, I'm still waiting for a quote in the timeline. The phone system's a little bit bigger deal. I'm hoping we just launch there and then try to build it around this, if that's what we decide to do. But we're getting into, we change that phone system because everything's running off the switches. Okay, this new system's more of a cloud base, but then my concern is what happens to all our switches, because they've been as my understanding, under contract with Windstream. So as we go to this new system,
Jenny, do you have any information on that?
And I think we've talked about it, but the switches we currently have, we'll still have to have some switches, because that's the internet part of it. But the switches we currently have are only 100 meg switches, and we have a gig internet service, and so that was one of the big deals, is that we will have to, you know,
our
get new
switches are obsolete.
So,
Paying for more.
it's a matter of Windstream wants to use Meraki switches, and, you know, Diane and I again have talked about that, and whatever, you know, he or y'all decide, but the Meraki switches, you have to pay, basically, you constantly have to pay them for access to that switch. And so, or y'all can buy the Meraki switches outside of that, and then Dane would have access instead of the Windstream, it funneling through Windstream, so whatever y'all decide.
You know, we had talked about maybe, since our contract is gonna be up,
Yes, ma'am.
where are we on that?
Okay, so we've got a quote, we've reached out to him for a quote, and he's waiting on them to.
There's a year left on the contract. Jeannie had already talked to him, and
Right.
basically they've agreed to release us from the remainder
Oh, I
of the
didn't know that,
contract.
they would.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
And so we're just, like I say, yesterday I had a conversation with a guy out of New York, Michael, our sales guy, and then his boss out of Houston. So they should be getting some numbers, hopefully by next commissioner's court.
And if we do go to the new system, which is cloud-based, will that do away with those switches?
You would still have to have the switches because you have to have internet. So we would still have to have some form of internet here, which is what the switches run through.
Mhm.
But then the other part of it would be cloud-based,
Okay.
past the switches, Windstream would.
Okay.
or
We'll get
whoever
everything
uses all the
together, make a
switches.
presentation to you as far as what
Sure, I was just
changes. are gonna be.
interested in kind of where we were. Thank you. Thank you. All right. What else?
Other than the generator, I think we touched on all this dispatch building stuff.
Yes.
But what I've got under phones was, locks, cameras, and panic alarm, if that's gonna be installed up there. And what type of locks we would have on the building that we're gonna use, just,
Key,
that's what I know.
but,
Dan? That's what I'm thinking, is there's not that many people that's gonna have access, just do regular locks and keys.
Yeah.
All right? And then cameras, what are we gonna do about cameras?
I think you had planned on having
We
wire pulled on the
just need to
electricity.
determine where, I hadn't gone out, got any quotes on them as of yet.
That's fine.
It shouldn't be that big of a deal. I don't know if we want to tie back in what Larry's got going up here. Is that your intent? So he can monitor remotely, or do you just want a system, and do we want an external or internal or both? On camera systems.
You want cameras on the actual dispatch office and the outside of the building as well?
let them look at it down there.
Yes, I'm just thinking about, do they really need to be in, since they're all locked up, and there won't be that many people that have inside access to the building as far as the dispatch part. Would it need to be connected in with Larry's?
No, but Larry's not here 24/7, and they are.
Yeah. Just
I
have a
would think
regular
so.
camera system that,
We'll go back and look at it if we need to.
yes, that records.
Okay, so you just want a recorded system for exterior parameter?
Mhm.
Okay.
And interior as well,
Oh, you want interior as
on
well?
the dispatch.
In dispatch,
Yeah.
how about the rest of the facility?
Well, just
Not yet, we know that.
Yeah, I mean, you got the Wi-Fi, screw it in the light bulb deal, if we needed more inside.
mhm. Well, generally, we're worried about people coming and going.
Yeah.
And monitoring those, and with that, the door, the way that it's gonna be set up, and that's the only door that goes into dispatch, I think that might limit it, what we need a little bit. As long as we have the outside, maybe just a couple of cameras inside.
Mhm.
So a couple inside. We'll lay it out. When we run that CAD 6, we should just be able to get a POE system, so, we won't have to run, shouldn't have to run electricity and stuff, because cameras are pretty low voltage.
All right, perfect. Anything else besides the generator? Any other issues on that? Or on equipment? All right, then I guess we'll go to the generator.
We're working on
We're working on it, okay?
it. Didn't y'all tell us last week y'all were on the buy board?
Yes.
Or are you on the buy board?
So, we are on
No,
buy
no,
board.
I don't need to sell it. I need to know if you're on the buy board or not.
Yes.
That's all I need to know. Yes or no?
Yes, we're a newly registered company with buy board. There's,
So you got registered since last week?
no, we were registered before last week.
Karen, did you tell us that?
Yes, I mean, when we talked, I just assumed that you were not, I mean, it's not only are you on the buy board, but do you have the contract to be, are you a vendor to be able to sell that generator?
Yes, but the way buy board is structured, there's a process that you have to go through to be able to start listing products on there.
Yeah, that's
And that's
correct.
what we're in the process of
That's
getting
good.
squared away.
Yes.
So you're,
Listing products on there. Do you list stuff on there?
You
Or you
can.
just buy off of there?
Yeah, so as a vendor, you can list products on there and what your discounts and stuff like that are, but there's a process that they make you go through before they allow you to list the products on there.
But they bid those products out and they award, vendors to be able to sell their on buy board, their
Correct.
product on buy board.
Correct.
I say we go out to bids, just go find one, we can find the best bid.
We're looking.
That's just, that's what we're doing anyway. I mean, we're gonna,
Yeah.
knowing the price that they quoted us is over $50,000, we don't really have a choice.
We're looking.
Okay.
Holidays got us screwed up right now, kids.
All right, so we're gonna go out for bids for the generator and
Then
then,
if you wanna comment on the level 1 stuff that you found out at Hot Cog,
Yeah, I called Hot Cog and they're not aware of level 1 requirements. And I've been trying to do research and find stuff, haven't been able to find anything. Mahia Fire Department got a generator on a federal grant a couple of years ago and didn't have to follow any of those requirements either, so not real sure.
we're gonna do a load on the building, see what the actual load will be on the building. And if we go, not buy one as big as what's been quoted of 60. If we don't, if it's not, we don't have to have it,
yeah, okay.
but we should.
So you're saying if it's not a level 1, you don't have to assume when the power goes off that all 200 amps is being utilized, is that right?
Well, yeah, you could do that, but I'm just saying, it's not a level 1. I mean,
Okay.
see what I'm saying?
So we don't have to have that big a generator,
Yeah,
so that should cheapen it up.
sure.
And so you're saying we need, if you have something that says that it has to be a level 1, where would we need to look for that?
So that's all laid out in the NFPA 110 statute. Level 1 basically
What is
does
that again? I didn't get it.
NFPA, National Fire Protection Association. Statute 110 basically lines out requirements for generators. Level 1 facilities have to do with anything that's considered life critical or life threatening. So with it being a 911 call facility where you're actively taking calls of people in distress or panic or in need of medical attention or fire or whatever, that automatically throws it into being a level 1 facility.
You think Hot Cog will know that?
So a lot of their paperwork that we have seen from Hot Cog clearly states priority level 1.
Probably.
We'll have to look into that then. I would think that they would have known if we asked them, that they would have said, but I really don't know anything about all that, so we'll check on that.
We're checking on it.
Okay, good. Anything else then this morning?
Is it with comments? I have a comment.
I can't wait.
I sit in the trials last week up in the district courtroom, and that's a disgrace to our county, the sound system in that room. I sit by people that were 20 years old, and I sit by people that were my age and older. I have hearing aids. I could not hear half of what was going on. We have got to do something about that sound system up there. I don't know what it is, but it's got to be done. It needs to be done.
Okay.
I sat here and voted to do that up there with Mr. Bonner, and I think you helped us break the tie that did that. And we spent a lot of taxpayers' money, and they're still not getting a service. I mean, people's lives depend on what's heard in that room. I don't want to be ugly, but I'm telling you, we spend a lot of money, and it's whatever it takes to get a sound system in there, it needs to be done. It's a disgrace to this county for those people to have to pass a little butterfly microphone around to different people to talk.
With a cord on it.
Huh?
With a
With a
cord.
cord on it that comes unplugged.
Plugged into something.
You still can't hear you.
All right, we will
And
get,
the lady that was doing the deal, she had headphones. I don't know why, I don't know how the lady first day didn't come back, so I don't know. But anyway, that thing costs a lot of money, and whatever it costs to get a sound system in there, I'm talking about where the judge can talk, where the witnesses can talk, where people in the room can hear, whatever, but we need to do it.
all right. We'll do it.
Excellent comment.
Sir?
I couldn't hear you either. I don't wear hearing aids.
Anything else this morning?
I'm good. Thanksgiving, everybody.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
All right.
Motion carried.
Thank you, Stanley.